To bear trials with a calm mind robs misfortune of its strength and burden. Seneca. This is part 3 of our 3 interview question video series. As a reminder, I've hired thousands of people over my 25-year career. I'm the author of the book Think Like a Recruiter, Get That Job. I've taken another 3 questions from my book to discuss now in this video. These are great preparation questions that will help you showcase your knowledge, skills, and ability. For more information, watch part 1 and 2 for more interview questions. If you don't already know, my name is Lisa. I'm an HR director with a Master's of Information and over 25 years of experience working in human resources. Let's delve into it now. The approaches that I provided to answer these questions are just my opinions on what I feel employers are looking for in candidates. The first question is your opportunity to connect with your boss that is likely on the committee. They're looking for someone that can get the job done, but also work with them and make them look good and not talk disparagingly behind their back. Can you defer to them, but also have a backbone to be able to stand up to them respectfully? The question is, can you describe a boss that you admired and why? And can you describe a boss that you found was lacking and why? Remember what I said before in this series. No disparaging remarks about former employers or employees. Think about traits that an employer would think their managers or supervisors have and assume positive. Some examples include being fair, honest, good listener, patient, but still ensuring all the work got done, having an open door policy to deal with issues efficiently, dealing with issues between coworkers fairly and quickly. The second half of the question is not time for you to complain about a boss you still harbor anger for. It is to be brief and stick to the facts. You might say that you have not really had a boss that was lacking, and you had good relationships with all your bosses. Unfortunately, you can't just finish with this piece, in my opinion. There might be something you did not like that your boss or past boss has done, so you could list that if it is not too disparaging. As I said, your future boss is likely sitting at the table, so be brief and reasonable in your example. One example I can think of that is both positive and negative may be they micromanage, but you can say the good thing about that was after a while, once you had proven yourself, that became less and less. It also helped you to learn their management style and change your behavior to meet their requirements. This question is trying to determine your ability to work with your manager and negotiate that relationship. They want to know if they can trust that you will be loyal and not be disparaging outside of work, as I said before. It gives the recruiter or panel a bird's eye view of what qualities you feel are important, and they will be checking that to the company values and missions. So please do not list that the boss took you out drinking after work and that is what you most admired, as that will not likely get you the job, in my opinion. Again, these must be real examples, so write them out and then pretend you are the recruiter hearing this example. Think, does it help or hinder your chances? The next question is an opportunity to sell yourself more broadly, just like the resume question. This one can wow the panel on how you researched the job, highlighted the connection between your experience and the position you want. The question is, what makes you the best candidate for this job and why? This question is similar to question number 1 from part 1 of the series, which is, walk us through your resume, paying particular attention to how your experience relates to the position you have applied to. If you are asked the first question, you could refer back to your answer for number 1, such as, I covered off a lot in question 1 related to all of my experience that led to this interview today. I think I'm the best candidate because, then you will have to be prepared for the different piece. It could be that you have an example like I had when I returned to healthcare as a human resources professional. My connection was that I was a former frontline nurse, and I would bring that experience to the table now working in the human resources department. That frontline work experience brought credibility to my skill set and genuine understanding of the business when I sat across the negotiation table. What is your connection that you can draw for the recruiter or panel for this job or company? Did you work for the competitor? Do the mission and values connect to other jobs you've had, making you an ideal candidate? Is there something personal you can say related to the mission and values? Is it a real estate firm and you flip houses in your spare time? Remember, you are selling yourself and there may be several candidates in the pool they are interviewing. Spend the time to draw the connection to make you stand out from the crowd. The last question is all about being flexible and being able to prioritize your work. All levels of positions require people to be able to prioritize work and be a critical thinker to deal with the most important task first. The question is, can you tell us about a critical time at work where you had to reprioritize quickly? Employers want to know that you can be agile in work, as most businesses have to learn to love change. Every new technology presents a risk for a company to stay viable, so you need to be agile. Think of an example that shows you are level-headed under tremendous pressure, stay organized, kept staff informed of all the reprioritizing, and fulfilled customer needs. It could be a situation where an order was not delivered, and so now that would change what is being prepared for the day at the restaurant or other business. It could be that the system was down, but you managed to keep the business open and running using an alternate system like an old school paper and pencil, for example. We have all run into these types of situations, and the employer wants to see that you handled it and the business stayed open. Even if you closed and redeployed staff, you managed the situation. Always think in a business mindset, not your personal mindset. Think about your past experiences and write them down. Say them out loud and critique them before you go to any interview. Well, that's it for part 3 of the interview question series. So today we covered what I think are 3 of the best interview questions you need to be prepared to answer and suggested approaches to answer those questions. If you've not already checked out part 1 and 2, please see the link on screen. Reminder, do not dismiss the value of preparing, as preparation is key. Think of concrete answers with specific examples and solutions you have used. Write out your answers to practice by role-playing. You can practice with a friend or practice on your own out loud. As I said before, I'll be doing a series of these videos, 3 at a time, so stay tuned for part 4. You got this. Thank you for watching the video. If you found value in the content, please consider hitting the like button and subscribing. It doesn't cost you anything, but it would really help my channel. Thanks again.